finished, when the earth was void and without anything, before God ever said, "Let there be," the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit agreed to a plan in anticipation of the fall of man, because God never leaves anything to chance. The Father ordered the Son's footsteps, that all would be redeemed by his death. But in order to die, he must first be born of the flesh, that he could be a high priest who could sympathize with us in our weakness, that he could be tempted in all points just like we are. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going too far, and for the sake of time, perhaps this is where we should start. Mary had a little lamb, spotless, free from sin. And everywhere his father said go, that little lamb went. He was about his father's business at a very young age. He disappeared for days to learn from the teachers, and at his understanding, all were amazed. He grew in favor and wisdom and stature. And while we don't know too much about what happened after, we got a small glimpse of his majesty when he was baptized by John the Baptist, and the heavens opened up, and the Spirit descended on him like a dove, and a voice from above said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." And from that moment on, it was full-blown ministry. Praying, teaching, healing, miracles and such. It was Jesus Christ, superstar. People were fighting through crowds just to get a touch of the hem of his garment. Trying to get a look from rooftops and trees. He was the blueprint for today's celebrity, to the point that he was hated for everything that he was, because that's what they wanted to be. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." And he can talk that talk because he walked that walk. He is the light of the world, and the world does not know him because men's hearts are wicked and dark. Take, for example, the religious leaders' plot that they sought to bribe Jesus' homeboy so they could kill him. I mean, him and Jesus was tight, they kicked it. For a little bit of change, Judas betrayed him when he kissed him. I mean, come on, man. You saw Jesus healing the sick. You were there when 5,000 were fed with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. How you just gonna switch? So the promise, so prophecies, so the plan could be fulfilled. Jesus had to be arrested, had to be tried, had to be killed. Nails had to be driven in his hands and feet, and him stretched out wide. Had to be hung up high with criminals to his left and to his right. Had to bear our burden on that cross, because the cost was so high. The wages of sin is death, and only a boss could pay that price.
Yes.
Glory be to God, it wasn't over when the Son died. He just barred the grave for 3 days until it was time for him to rise with all power in his hands. None fell through the holes. Our crimson red sin had been made white as snow by the blood that was spilled, by the Son that was killed. Because the blood of bulls and lambs and goats couldn't fit the bill for all man's souls. Because blood on the posts was a covenant of old, but behold, all things are being made new. There were no other that could do what he had to do. That's why the Father prepared for himself a spotless lamb. Forgive me, Father. That's why the Father laid out a plan to send the debt to be paid. That's why it couldn't just be over when Jesus gave his life away. Because he said, "Lo, I will be with you until the end of the age." How could that be when he died unless surely he was raised? And he is alive today.
Yes. He deserves all the glory, honor, and praise.
Because
There is no other name under heaven. I wish I had what to say.